Finnovation. Today, I was trying to make an origami flexagon. These things are pretty interesting. They spin forever. But the trouble was, there was no good tutorials online how to make them. So,
The obvious question is,
can I make a tutorial video that's understandable and not crazy fast with regular paper?
I don't know, Finn, let's go find out.
Into the tutorial. Okay, how to do it. The first thing you want to do is fold your paper in half right here. Once you've got that done, you want to fold up like this, so like if you're making a paper airplane, kind of. This fold, and then you do this also. These don't really matter too much, but you definitely still need them so that you can measure out something. Okay, so once we have that, the next thing we're going to do is take this flap and fold it up. So you want it to be like creating a line right there. Perfect. Now, on that line, take some scissors and cut right along the line. So I'm just going to use scissors and cut right along the line. This is going to be the only cut you're going to need to do in this origami tutorial. So once you have that, this is just basically all you need. Okay. You want to fold it in half this way. And it doesn't matter, like this, basically you can flatten it all out because it won't really matter for later. So just make sure you have, but this fold really matters. And you want to fold in. Perfect. And then you fold this side in too. Okay. Then after you've done that, what you want to do is fold it in half this way. This is a very important fold as well. You want to make sure it's right exactly halfway. Then you fold both of these sides in. So I like holding my thing up so it's almost exact. You can do that or you can just fold in, but I like to do that. So once you have it on both sides, you continuously kind of do this like this. So you want to fold this side over to this line. Let's recrease that. And once you've got that creased, you really want to make sure all your folds are exact here though. That's why I'm taking my time. So once you have that, you do the same exact thing on the other side. Okay, so once you've done that, this is kind of where it starts to get confusing. So we want to have a fold right here and right here. So how to make sure that they're right is you have to put the top of this over to here. So I'm just going to do that. There we go. And it should create a fold. So all the way on this side there should be a fold every like inch about. And then this part, you want to make sure you go to the second fold down. You don't want to go down to the third. That will mess a ton up. So you go down to the second fold, and it should create two symmetrical sides that look like this. Now, the next thing you're going to need to do is get a pencil or a marker or something to mark with. And I recommend going around and putting little marks like this every other side. So you want to do one here and like this. You want to have some marks here going along this line, some marks here along this line, and some marks here along this line. Okay, once you've done that, what you want to do is you want to go from this point here, halfway through, to your mark right there. The line doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You could use a ruler. It doesn't matter all that much how straight your lines are. But I'm just going to go through and mark. Then you want to go from the corner over to the middle of where your mark is, and then over to all the way to the actual middle. And then you do the same for here. And your lines should always be going through at this angle, and they should always be going from one mark to another mark. So that's how you know if you're doing it right. So there we go. I'm gonna do one more right here, and a last one right there. Okay, so once we have that, you want to do the same thing on the other side. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go like this and go like this, so you should be kind of making a diamond shape. Okay, and then go to our next line. This can be confusing. Don't really overthink it. It's not too hard. As long as in the end you have your thing looking somewhat like this. Try to make it exact as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be a good guideline, because we are going to have to fold on all these lines. Which sounds kind of crazy, but trust me, it's really not. It doesn't take that long. This is an easy origami project. Okay, so once we have all of those lines sketched out, you want to fold along all of them. You want to make sure you fold along every single one. So for our first one, we want to go for a line going from there to there. So we're going to fold like that, ending there and starting there. A mistake that I made was I thought that this had to be lined up with this line. It does not. Don't even try to get it lined up. If it lines up, great. And if your line isn't perfectly on that line, it's all right. Just make sure that the actual fold is going directly between the two lines. Then you're going to go from this line to this line. So you're just going to continuously fold. From there to there. Perfect. Now you're going to go from there to there. This fold's a little bit harder because you can't really see because it's a longer fold, but you just kind of have to work it out. I believe that's right. Yep, it is. And then again with this one, same thing. You just have to make sure all your lines are right on the right points. But if you follow your lines that you drew earlier, it really should be pretty easy and shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. And then last one right here. A good way to check your progress and know which ones you folded and which ones you haven't is look on the back, and all of your creases should be right there, and you should kind of see what you've done already. So now we're going to start folding the opposite way. So I'm just going to do the same thing, going from here to here. From there to there, folding up. From there to there. Okay. Next, you're going to go from here to here. Again, this is probably the hardest one because you can't really see where you're going. But you do have to kind of trust yourself that you're going along each line and making sure that they're all perfect. And like I said, they don't have to be perfectly on your line, but they should be going from the points. That's what matters. It doesn't matter if they're on your line, it matters that they're going from here to here. The lines are just guidelines. Okay. Once you have all of that done, it should look something like this on the back. You want to go through and kind of crease each one of your folds to make sure that they are still correct and you still have all of the creases strong, so that when you go to do the final folds, they're so much easier. So in the end, you should be able to kind of like twist it like that, and it should go like that. And it should be kind of evenly going like that. Okay, this is the last step. What we do is we fold it like this, so it's in half. Don't crease that one too much. And then we crease these two. What you're gonna wanna do is slip this half into here. So what you kinda wanna do is slip it in just like that. This isn't too hard, but you know, it requires some patience to slip it in. So I'm just gonna kind of work at it slowly to get it in. It slips out a ton, which is alright. You just gotta work at it. Aw, man. Yeah, you've just gotta continuously kind of go in. And if it's not slipping in very easy, it might mean that your thing's not quite even. So try going in on the other side, like slipping the one side into the other. So, yep, I think that might have been the case for me. It usually almost always happens that one side's a little bit easier. No one's perfect. So you just kind of slip it in. This can be really difficult at some points, but shouldn't be too hard. You want to definitely slip it in as much as you can, because this is an important step. And the more you slip it in, the better your final product will be. So after you've kind of slipped it in as much as you can, I'm just going to work at that a little bit longer. But what you want to do is you want to kind of fold all of these, and it should be making these triangle diamond kind of formations when you do this. And just kind of go through and make sure when you push in on all of them, they make that good diamond shape that you want. Now, once you have this, what you want to do is this is a confusing part. So you want to push up on the top, because you should have a line right here. And you want to push in on the sides, and it should make kind of a shape like that, and push it up. Okay, then you've got to do it for the next one. So you want to fold. I would even recommend sometimes going like this, then going back and folding in the sides. Then you've got that shape again. Then you fold up. Oops. Then you fold it. And depending on how exact your folds all were, it should end up being pretty easy to make that. Okay. Now, we have a shape that looks somewhat like this. And what you want to do is you want to go in and make sure that each of your points are pretty strong and they're folded well. Now, this is kind of the part where it gets really difficult. You fold these two sides in, and it should kind of start looking like what it should. You fold it all in, and it should fold nice and easy. Mine's working well. Now you have the basic kind of version of it, but this is the part where I failed a ton. You want to really kind of slowly work your way at moving it and slowly turning it. So otherwise it will not turn out well, and you'll get it unfolded and ripped, and that wouldn't be very good. So So you want to slowly turn it one way, then the other. And if it seems to be getting stuck, like they almost always do, when you're going in, you want to make sure that you push in on each of the folds. So like right here, push in on each one of these and kind of recrease them all and slowly start to turn it. And I got it. I'm just going to keep on playing with it. And that is how you make an infinitely folding flexagon. Wow, that was a great video. But it's hard working in the origami business.
Business? Origami? Finn, that reminds me of a joke.
Oh no.
Did you hear about the origami business?
No?
It folded.
I don't get it.
You never do.
Whatever. Subscribe, leave a like. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below. Finnovation out.